Meg's legacy is incredible. It already is. Obviously her run scoring ability, but I think her captaincy is what actually stands out the most to me, and to perform under pressure alongside that is absolutely phenomenal. And she's someone who's always remained a calm head, and her and I have had our odd conversations on field that haven't quite matched, but she's a hell of a person, a hell of a leader.
Meg's legacy will be one of character and determination. She's fiercely determined and passionate about winning.
She's going to go down as one of the best, if not the best, female cricketer to play the game, I reckon.
Shot. Monstered that. She does it. Lanning, you legend. What a century.
It's pretty hard to put into words. She's done a lot for Australian cricket, and I just feel extremely privileged and lucky to have been part of it.
I think just ultimate professional, I think. She's got such great knowledge about the game too, which is quite handy when you're out in the middle and you're sort of freaking out a little bit. Meg's always just got that calm face. She might be freaking out a little bit on the interior, but you wouldn't know because she's just got that sort of blue steel face.
Meg is just a brilliant cricketer and such a insightful captain.
I don't know specifically, but I assume she'd be one of the most successful captains we've ever had, as well as just a wonderful player who's just offered so much and contributed so much of her life to the sport.
Oh, what a catch that is! That is unbelievable.
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is successful. But before she was a successful captain, she was a successful player. You know, she'd only been playing a couple of years at the top level before she got the captaincy at 21, so she was extremely young at the time. In some respects, taking on that great responsibility when she was so young meant that she had to give up a lot of stuff because she was in the public eye. During that stage where women's cricket and women's sport was becoming a lot more popular, a lot more recognisable.
Well, I used to call her Serious Sally all the time, and she got a bit mad about that. But yeah, earliest memories of Meg were overly boring runs, to be honest. It's actually over the last 4 or 5 years that the real Meg's kind of come out her shell and yeah, had some fun.
Well, yeah, I actually remember Meg from primary school days. We played in some primary school competitions together, and she's just always super talented, just like a determined character.
I love the fact that I knew Meg before she was the Australian captain. You know, I remember her debut as well for Victoria at Adelaide Oval when I thought that she was going to get timed out because she decided to redo her hair. And I just remember thinking, is this poor girl going to make it down those steps out into the middle before she gets timed out? I think that just sort of sums up Meg. You know, she doesn't really get stressed.
She's just an incredible leader, and especially when you're at the top of your mark, she's so calming, which rubs off, and I think that's really helpful when you're out there.
When you've got ball in hand and she comes over and she doesn't actually have much to say, but she just says just to take your time. It's little things like that where she really cares about you as a player, and it's something that I really loved. You knew that you could turn to her and she'd have the right thing to say. She's pure class and she's someone that you love having on your team.
And a few, oh, that is magnificent. Goes leg side and well and all. Meg Lanning liked the look of that.
Cricketing ability speaks for herself, but for me, when she came back from her shoulder injury and she came back even better, not many people are able to do that, and it speaks volumes about who she is as a person.
Sometimes when she gets frustrated or she's done something in the nets and she's not happy with, you know that next game she's really going to be hungry for runs. You watch her bat and she's got that steely look in her eye, you know that she's on.
This one's gone high up in the air, but it's also gone far enough to land beyond the boundary's edge.
That innings at Chelmsford was like one of the best innings I've ever seen in my life. It didn't matter where the bowler bowled it, and it was the most clean hitting I've ever seen. And the Chelmsford crowd's pretty rowdy as well. They were pretty up and about, so she just kind of went out and silenced them pretty quickly.
I look back at that innings at the Wacker against Sri Lanka where we were 3 for 10 and her and Rach pulled together and got us over the line, and she did a fist pump as she dived into the crease. Probably showed me just how much she carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, but always found a way to get the job done.
You can just see it in her face and her actions, how much grit and determination she possesses.
She helped build a bit of a dynasty for the Australian women's cricket team, and there was a time there where I don't think many teams felt like they could beat Australia.
The real Meg can have a laugh. I push her buttons probably a little bit more than anyone else and try and be more affectionate with her, and now it's got to the point that she even gives me voluntary hugs. So I've had to work for this for 10 years, but we've got there.
Off the field, she's definitely not as serious as what some may think. She's pretty cheeky, Meg. Loves her Sydney Swans, loves her coffee, loves a laugh, plays golf.
She walks so much.
She just gets up and walks. I don't think she actually has anywhere to be. I don't know, she might stop at the cafe somewhere, and she's always on a mission, like she walks really fast.
Has the messiest part of the change room?
She usually generally heads for maybe like a corner spot, so she could probably take up maybe like 3 or 4 different lockers to throw her stuff around everywhere.
Meg's surprisingly funny. Like, yeah, obviously you think from the outside she's super serious. Yeah, I like being around her when she starts to giggle and laugh and stuff like that. Yeah, it just puts a smile on my face as well.
She's got a great sense of humour, and she's someone that likes to have a really good time as well. She's an extremely caring, loyal friend. They're the things that I love most about her, is that, you know, if I'm ever going through anything, I know that she's someone I can always count on as a friend first and foremost.